Hello and welcome back to another nighttime recording session with Ben. Hopefully this one can be a little bit more cheerful than the last video where I conceded that I was probably a bit grumpy. I'm trying to find a comfortable way to post. Let's just sit my microphone down so I can talk into it and still be able to record a fun old video for you boys. This seems to be okay. I just need to work out where I'm going to put it. There we go. Hello. Can you hear me now? If you leave me now. Anyway, welcome back, Josh, Sam, and anyone else who's watching too, pulling up the Slask. Today we find ourselves rounding off the Champions League action because it has been uninspiring. Let's just look at some interesting news first of all. So, Odion Igalo has just taken over at Stoke. I'm sure we're all excited about that. But more fun, even than that, is this news. Wait, it's coming. Justice Mbele has taken over at Hull. I shall be following his career with interest. There we go. Is he a decent coach? He's good at defending, surprisingly. No, unsurprisingly, great at tactical, and he's probably okay. He's probably going to be an alright manager. I noticed that Bartosz from last, our erstwhile central midfield dynamo, is not doing so well in his second season in charge of Łukasz Łódź. But anyway, this is the situation. We've got about 2 or 3 games left of this season's pre-winter break league fixtures. We've only just managed to take top spot back off of Polonia Warszawa. We've been neck and necking it with them for a little while, but they luckily drew their last game, or a couple of games ago anyway, and we won, so we are now sitting pretty on top of the league yet again. It looks like, unfortunately, our rivals Jagiellon are going to fall out of the league this season, and Podbeskidzie probably deserve to as well, but it doesn't matter. There's still a whole half the season left. There's still 15 games left, so they could turn it round. Speaking of, oh no, okay, so he's actually doing okay again. Young Bartosz Zik, who I will also take more interest in because I like him. He's great. He's great at the. He would be a sensational youth coach / director of youth football. Anyway, so it looks like they're doing okay as well, and we'll probably have a couple of these boring teams come back again. I would like some of the more interesting teams to come up and join us. Ilana Torun, someone a bit more interesting than just the same olds. But let's look at our fixtures. So you'll notice there's a split in the results we're getting, mostly because we just seem to lose in the Champions League and then lose and win in the league, except for, as I'm sure you'll remember, the grumpy period where we lost 2-0 to Sporting and then we lost 1-0 to Wisła. Now we've actually and before I go on, I just want to say how lucky you are that you've actually got a Football Manager from me to watch, because when I was trying to record this a minute ago, it came up with a couple of XML parsing errors, so I had a couple of fiddles around. I refreshed the game files, I did a couple of things, and then I found some suggestion on the internet to delete a settings file, and when I came back it had got rid of this parsing error, but when I loaded up the game it wasn't able to load my save from last saves. I had to go and find it myself. Luckily though, it was still there and we are still here. So well done Ben for his technical wizardry, and well done to you for sticking with it. Now as you remember, we lost 1-0 to Wisła, which prompted me to say something along the lines of "see you next time," like a little moany bitch, but we followed that up with a 2-0 win over Górnik Zabrze. Chiradzew and Łotara scoring there. Łotara, I think's goal came from that very rarely happens in this, although I feel like it happens more often in real life. But he took a penalty, and then the penalty was saved, but it bounced out to him and he just tapped it home. We then beat Piast 1-0 thanks to a Valery Chiradzew goal. Not much to tell you about there. We did then manage to get an actual point in the Champions League group stages Andrei Novikov scoring an equaliser against Sporting away at their place to give us our first point in the group stages. We then followed that up with a 4-0 tonking of Korona Kielce and a 4-1 tonking of Górnik Zabrze, although the Górnik Zabrze game we were 1-0 down in, as seems to happen quite a lot. We then got thrashed 3-0 by Dortmund, which made me sad, before following that up with a 2-0 win over Arca Gdynia a week ago. So now, in this game, whoops, what's happened? In this game, we're going to play, in this video, we're going, we're going to play Jagiellonian Białystok and then finish off the group stages against Olympique Lyon. They've both already qualified and it's impossible for us to come third, so unfortunately we will be out of Europe after Christmas, meaning I suppose we can focus on the league, but this is a bit of a disappointment. If we get some points here, maybe we could, well, if we get a point or a win, we can earn some more money from this particular game. The only game we've made any money from in terms of prize money was the Sporting draw, because if you lose, obviously you don't get any money. If you win, you get all of it. So we've been a bit buggered in that sense. Now, let's see what we can do. Christofferson got sent off in our last game in the league. He got a straight red card somehow. I'm not really sure what he was doing, but it seemed to be that he was deserving of it. So we're actually going to start Goose. He doesn't play quite so well as I would hope, but he's been angling for more game time, so we'll start with Goose, and then that will keep Ouattara free and fit for our lovely game against the lovely Olympique Lyon. I've only got 6 substitutes, so I'll probably give us another defender in the old box, or maybe Simon Gauthier. Who have we got as a striker? We've got those two. I really need Tarnowski to come back. He's got ages out, bloody hell. Right, so I think I'm probably going to get rid of John Monday, by the way. I looked at his stats again the other day and thought, God, he's crap. So we'll probably be getting rid of him, but it was fun whilst it lasted. We'll bring in Gautier, yeah, but we're going to bring him there so that it makes sense. Good. There is the potential that this video will be interrupted by telephone calls. One hopes that it won't. Oh my goodness me, what's happening? Wow, game really struggled with that. Okay, they are in good form, but we are at home and we are the 2-time champions, so maybe we should just fuck them up. Keep our morale high as we can make it. Notice that, oh, hello, what? Well, oh, this is because I reset the settings. Okay, right, hang on. Excuse me. FM preferences. That is absolutely not how we want it to look like. Display and sounds. No. There's also, did that have the noises in it as well? No, I don't want that. I don't want the 3D settings. I didn't even know this computer could play it in 3D, so that was fun to learn. We want it in the TV view. Thank you very much. And I'm assuming it's now lost us all our normal dots. Oh, everything's fucked. Alright, I'll try and find those things whilst we're doing this. So we usually have match. No, we don't usually have that. We usually have the league table, the latest scores. Speaking of which, we are 1-0 up. Chiravtsev scores. So we usually have those two. Plus, where's their formation? Their formation, which we should put back there because that's where it was. Okay, this is a fun little bit of admin that you can watch me doing as well. Yay, everyone loves admin. They are not going to score. Mancia, though, he came back from injury and has been pretty damn good. Now the detailed match stats. Oh, he's just set us another goal. Right, detailed match stats, over you come. We're off to an absolute flyer here. I mean, flipping out, look how quickly Chiravtsev's goal was, his first one. So we're 2-0 up. Chiravtsev's scored twice. Absolutely dreadful defending there from 21. Antipov. Great tackle, Chiravtsev. It's 7 minutes. Could he have a hat trick? Oh, he could have, should have, possibly. We also had the motivations of both teams, although I don't know how useful that is, but let's get rid of that. Now then, the Jager formation can come over here, and the Slask one can go here. Right, so it seems like we've got ourselves back where we wanted it to be, so that's nice to know. Apologies for that, I didn't realise that I'd done that. Oh, come on, Matthias. So good. Now, what does that do to the points? We are now with a game extra. We are 5 points clear at le top of le table. I've done my best to put the pressure on the Polonia manager by saying that they'll definitely win, and I really like him. Try and kill him with kindness. The only way I talk about managers is in the press conferences. I don't do the stupid talk to the press specifically about people or whatever, and it doesn't do much, I don't think. I don't know if, because like I feel like in real life things like Ferguson saying, oh yeah, they'll probably win, absolutely ruined. Oh, it's a hat-trick, a 13-minute hat-trick for Chiravtsev, absolutely ruined Newcastle in 95, was it, when young fella Malad, what's his bloody name? I've forgotten it completely now off the top of my head, it's gone. Anyway, he oh my god, what is his name? The manager from, I mean, you know, you've known for hours, probably before I even said, oh for Christ's sake, Kevin Keegan, there we go. Jesus, yeah, I do like football. Yeah, you know, and he melted down. I was wondering if it's possible to do that in the game. I don't think so. It doesn't seem ever to really do very much, although that said, my challenges do often seem to sort of fall away near the end of the season. Speaking of falling away, Western-super-Mare looks set to be on for a second sort of top 6 finish rather than top 1, which is baffling really. They've got, I think, Unai Emery in charge, or someone of no in fact even the ex-Barcelona manager, but let's not start that game again, who just seems to have taken over a 5-time, like 5 in a row champions, and has taken them to something like 8th and then 6th in the league, which is just amazing. I don't know how you do that. I thought I'd set the club up to be sustainable, what with the good finances, facilities, excellent team. They clearly were good enough under Steve Round to just continue to march over everything and then even win the Champions League again. But then they've changed it once more. Luis Enrique, I think his name is, who's their current manager. Anyway, he's absolutely cocking up that progress, the progress that it took me only about sort of a year real time to actually do over and over again. Chiravtsev, is he going to get a 4th? No, he's not. Not sure a player has ever scored 4 for me for Slask. Mancia crosses, bananas in goal there, keeps it away from Davidov's. Lukasic, Antipov, Banas. I just signed a 16-year-old Ukrainian who will join us, I think, even in 2 years' time. But and I signed him on a free. He's going to be good. Oh, they scored. It was offside. Oh, Arson. Sorry, mate. Sorry. It's very good. Speaking of nothing that I was just talking about, Chiravtsev has really hit the ground running in the last couple of games. He started off very slowly, and like I said in one of those episodes, it was probably because he didn't really have a proper pre-season with us. But once he got that first goal, he went on a bit of a run, and now he's essentially unstoppable. He's now got 4 in the first half of this game, meaning that his tally is going to be inflated, I think, because he keeps scoring hat-tricks. So, you know, not that I'm complaining, but it does at least seem like it's £1 million well spent. We're probably going to need a new left midfielder because we're struggling for fitness. Why on earth are you in... Oh, there we go. Okay, fucking hell. It looked a lot like a lot of our players were in poor for a second, but I think it had not properly loaded. I think this messing up the settings, or rather deleting the old settings to allow it to come back into life and may have made a couple of changes to certain things here and there, so we might be watching it iron out some kinks before it gets back to normal. I also had a problem and had to reset the game data, re-download the game data. Oh, could he have F5? He could have, but Andre tucks it away. We are 5-0 up. Andre scores his first of the season. That's surprising. He usually chips in with a few. Not as good as Oliveira in terms of goal scoring, as Oliveira last season scored quite a lot in his, I think, 16 appearances before he was unceremoniously sold by our bastard chairman, who actually likes me, so he's not a bastard. Speaking of bastards, Ouattara has just signed a new deal because he twice complained and asked to leave, requested to be put on the transfer list, twice requested to come back off of the transfer list. The first time round I rejected his... Oh no, the first time round I accepted and then tried to offer him a new contract, and he said, no, I don't want that, and then again asked to leave. And then this time round when he asked to stay, I immediately offered him a new contract and he accepted, so we've extended his contract out. Instead of ending at this season, it will now end in, I think, 4 years time, which is very good news because he is very good basically, and he's sort of bedded into the way we play now. What is this? What the fuck is that? Why would we want... Oh, you can watch the pitch whilst you're playing. Okay, that's quite smart, I suppose. Idiot. Right, speaking of idiots, let's take off him for him. Let's take off... Should we just leave Cherevsev on there and see how many he can get? I'm going to bring Savic on. See what we can do. And Cherevsev has now been injured. Right, well, let's take him off straight away then, because we don't want him to get killed. Novikov can come on. Get some Belarusian goals for us here. Now then, what's going to be do's? What's happened? Oh, they're making a sub, and so are we. Coming in. Game, Jesus. Oh no, we're not. He's just going to mark number 7 out of the game. Weird situation. Well done, Lukasic. You're a very good tactical man, I'm sure. What are you doing? Why are you marking this space here? That was a fun little interlude. Oh, Goretzky's given away a free kick on the edge of the box. Mancia now. This is my favourite position on Football Manager. This is a very lucrative position in terms of goal scoring from indirect from free kicks that don't get shot. He says as they kick it into the wall. Mancia now hits the ball at the goalkeeper. He saves. We get a corner. Mancia wanders over to take it because apparently losing Carlo has meant that he's now our best corner taker, so fine. He hit the crossbar from a free kick the other day. He's getting closer. One day he'll score one, and maybe it'll even be in a competitive game. That'd be exciting, wouldn't it? Chris now, Mancia. Oh, great save. Fliss clears. Fliss. It's currently 3:30 in the morning. Just FYI. I've been watching some Blackadder. That's been fun. Mancia. Nope. Bad. Jongulevsky. Great name. Aren't Jagiellonian quite good this season? They often... Yeah, they're not bad. They're in 8th. Okay, so we're just really turning on the style here, which is nice. Oh! Rodionov. There's a weird set of... Sort of like Mancia came into him, stood off him, allowed him to just wildly kick the ball clear, and then went after the ball. Couldn't attack at him and scored a goal, could you, Mancia? Davidov doesn't score. Mrozek might? No, he doesn't. Mrozek scored the crucial goal against, I think, Lech Poznan, although I might be misremembering that, with a nice header from the edge of the box. Yeah, so there you go, 5-0 win, pretty standard. Actually, I think that's probably our best league performance of the year. We absolutely battered them. Cherevsev, 4 goals, 1 assist. Somehow doesn't get the perfect rating, but whatever. We'll allow it. So now we've got to play Ol. Now we are not going to win that game. It's away. I'm pretty sure it's away. Oh, 6 days, but that's okay. We've probably got enough time between the next league game before we get to that, if he can play that one. Yeah, we could go on for a bit more. Each win brings more confidence, and that's good. Valerie was outstanding. He was excellent. What? He's going to be leaving? I remain confident of keeping him at the club, mate. He's great. I mean, imagine the amount of money you'd have to spend to buy him. Probably like 4 million. When I bought him for 1.3, which is more than one of those clubs, or a couple of those clubs on the left, pay in a year for their players. Shiratsev, Mansia was the last record holder, but now it's Chiravtsev. What's his rating? 1.4 mil. Millie Williams. He will absolutely be being. I mean, how did we get him cheaper than they bought him for? Some of the clubs are absolutely mad on this game. I don't get. Like, I was showing you all those clubs that bought players off me and then sold them for cheaper than they paid for them after like another 6 months or something like that. It's just crazy. Right, so Polonia, they've slipped up. So we are now 4 points clear. That is tasty doings. Piast are having another good season. The two bottom clubs didn't pick up any more points again. Is anyone having quite as dull a season as Legia were last year? Legia, I think, finished. They ended up sort of shaking off their. Oh no, they didn't really. Yeah, they didn't really. They won 9, drew 13, lost 8, and had a goal difference of -1. At one point, they had won 1, drawn 6, lost 1, and had scored about 4. So stupid. Mario Oregi or Alfonso Garis. He's decent, and he's left midfieldery, and he's apparently better than Cernic. Let's get a new report on him from Robert Byrne, and let's go and do this stupid press conference. It gives us confidence. It gives us, yes. I can still consider us long shots. I'm confident as long as we stick to our game plan. Well, I'm not really. We're going to take it one game at a time. Cernic. I might not risk him. I might just play the Czech striker. See, this is the trouble when you've got fucking these people with difficult names, and if you don't give them cool banterous nicknames, then it's very hard to remember who they are. Like Chiravtsev, that's just a weird. It's not one that easily rolls off the tongue. Chiravtsev. But then the alternative is to call him like, because he's decent, but he wants a lot of money. Shitting if I got my bum on. Good God. Give you a massive goal bonus and a team of the year bonus. Alright. Appearance fee, £2,700. I mean, imagine being paid just to play the game. You get paid 2,000 on top of being paid 5,000 a week. Okay, so we've not done very well in the Champions League group stages, partly because half of our best team are not registered for the group stages. So look how we have to gut the side here, or either injury or not registration. So there we go, that was fun, wasn't it? Savic, Watara. Do we have a right back? No. Fuck. Do we have no one? Tits. We've got John Monday. So we're going to go Oh, Christopherson is actually able to play. Ah, there we go then. Christopherson can play. Jordan Yuri's already knackered anyway, so there's no point having him in. And we'll put. Oh, John Monday's been put in goal for some reason. And let's do that. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm kind of bored of this stupid Champions League for this year. Because there was just no chance of us to do anything in it at all. We've been absolutely battered from left to right almost every turn. Although that said, it will definitely help improve our coefficient. So we should not be too upset. It would obviously be nice if we had been able to sort of pick up a couple of wins or at least a couple of draws. Never know, they've already qualified, maybe they'll play a weak team and we can do them at their place in the Stade de Lumière. Mancia now, oh, nope, then it's just a classic free kick, just kicked it at the wall. Oh. No, they've played quite a strong side. And they're not looking very interested though, that was good, that's good to know. Christopherson goes for the shot. Has Christopherson scored for us? I don't think he has. It's only 18 though, it doesn't matter. But I like it when even the... Oh, unlucky Davidovs. I like it when everyone gets a goal, although it is fun when you find a player who's sort of made 700 appearances for a club and has never scored. But then I find it even more charming when they've played 700 games for a club and scored once. or twice or something like that. You know, it's just... oh god, they hit the crossbar with their first chance. Savage though, he's... oh, well, he could have broken free, but no, he doesn't. Gives it to Novikov, stand-in left mid. Oh, we could have had a shot. Oh, Ouattara, their pass back is possibly going to, you know, we might try and claim that as a shot on target if all things keep going badly. It's actually Bosnek is the makeshift left mid. Meliti, no one on Yilmaz at all. Which Yilmaz is that? Because there was one of them. Where is he? He's not even in the squad, according to the thing. Davidovs. Oh, unlucky. Oh no, he's been brought on. Mohamed Yilmaz. Is he the... let's just pause a second. Is he the guy that used to play for... oh no. He's very good, but he's not the guy who used to play for... no, whose name was that Mehmet Yilmaz or something. He used to play for Bayern and was an absolute stonking legend. Novikov, the only player to score. Oh, he's scored. We are 1-0 up against Olympique Lyon. Remember, if we will, that we were 2-0 up against Olympique Lyon at home in the home leg of this two-legged affair. Well, of this group stage anyway, when we played them, and we came back to lose 3-2. We were 2-0 up at half time. No, we were 2-1 up at half time. Let's not be super unfair on us. Okay, so well done. Apparently Novikov can only really score against the big teams. He's been a bit of a disappointment actually this season. I thought he played very well last season, so I thought he might be able to do the same this season. But no. Masaoudi, Delmas, Wersagera, Yilmaz, Masaoudi, Delmas, Masaoudi, Neira. Great tackle from Christopherson there. He's still suspended for our next league game, so I'll probably not take him off in this game. Oh, great save from Roswell there. Would be nice to sneak a win. Well, I think we'll get something along the lines of nearly £1 million for a win in the group stages. It's something like 870 to 900 and something £1,000 per win. So hopefully we can hold on in there for that, because that's like, you know, that's like selling one of our players. Spazinek is still, he's playing okay though. Savic is playing okay. Davidovs is not playing great. Put Kvist on. Not sure if that's the smartest of ideas. But then Davidovs wasn't playing well anyway, so. Oh, we're into the 70s and we're still winning 1-0. 72. Oh, they've hit the crossbar. Oh, Flibidif Snivage. And apparently they wanted a penalty, but they didn't get it because they're mugs. Let's bring on Miller's Kloss and let's give Spozinek a break and give Cernic a bit more big game experience. He's only 18 or 19, I think, so, or possibly 21. He's an age. He'll do fine. He'll be fine. A little bit more positive and upbeat in this episode, he says, just as they threaten to score. Somehow they haven't yet breached the gates. Yes, we are not exactly. Well, I mean, we're not doing it anywhere near as bad as you'd think we would be for a Polish. I mean, he's outside of the box. You know, I mean, imagine in real life, well, I don't even need to imagine. Polish teams in Europe tend to be. Oh, is it the post? Shitting fuck. Oh well. Polish teams in real life tend to be absolute dog shit in the European games. I think, was it Legia or was it someone? No, it was Legia. Yeah, they got into the group stages either last year or the year before last and were absolutely pathetic in the Champions League. I mean, they're fine in the Europa League because that's kind of more their level, but any team from smaller countries who play in the Champions League group stages are kind of on a hiding to nothing. Unless they get very favourable draws. Looks like we might be able to, speaking of getting a favourable draw, looks like we might be able to do that. We scored less than 1 goal a game in the group stages. In no games, in 1 game. So in fact, we only scored 4. Fucking hell. We only scored 4. 3 of 3 of those came against Lyon. Interesting that they've come and scored it twice. Damn it! Well, bumholes. Craps. Well, we had a tough group, and we can't really be too upset by that. And no one was expecting us to win the Champions League. If you were, you're an idiot. And so there we go. We drop out. That's the end of Europe for this season for us. I'll probably do a video. At least one video in the middle of next season. In the middle of the next half of the season after the winter break. Especially if we go far in the cup, I'll show some videos about that as well because it's a bit fun. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.